Okay, I am the Bostonian Critic, and I just saw Sonic the Hedgehog. I just got out from a screening at Regal Cinemas, and when we already know about that controversial design from the first trailer, and when also they had to delay it and redesign him, and the redesign is awesome. Oh man, adorable as well. So last week, people got to see an advanced screening, like other internet critics out there. Or the first time I heard it, or that the first time I heard about the advanced screening was my friend Rachel from Rachel Reviews. Also, well, she saw an early screening, and then I saw other people's posts that they saw an early screening as well. Also, I'm like, oh, lucky, but but hopefully someday I'll get that kind of an invitation. Because I actually would love to do that. But so yeah, this is the newest live-action adaptation of a video game, and I would like to take a very quick look back into the last live-action video game movie that was released. And it was released back last year, well, almost a year ago, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. And I still absolutely love this movie. I really do. I'd probably say it's... Oh yeah, I still say it's one of my favorite movies, period. I know this is not necessarily perfect, but there was a lot of stuff I absolutely love on this movie that made me love it enough to say it's one of my favorites. So, but the first video game movie that was actually based off of a video game I went to see the first time, and it was basically almost 4 years ago. Oh, and it was this one, the Ratchet and Clank movie. This is a very underrated movie, which, note to self, I must review this film. And so I'm gonna make another portion of my channel, which I won't give out the name of it yet, but I will review this movie soon. So, the movie Sonic the Hedgehog. I was pretty excited to see this movie, especially from the reviews, and a lot of people were saying they love it. I will say that I freaking love it. I really, really love this movie. And I really want a sequel to this movie right now. I really hope. So let's hope the sequel is already in development, because, like I said, really love this movie. Probably, maybe the same way, maybe the same way, but I think this one's a little better. But either way, I absolutely love it. The story is about Sonic the Hedgehog, who is played by Ben Schwartz, aka Dewey from the DuckTales reboot cartoon. He basically starts off as baby Sonic, and then tells about how he was living in Green Hill Zone. But then one day he basically gets banished. Which is his foster mother. Yeah, foster mother. That's kind of one of the spoilers. It is an owl, but the owl basically transports him to a different area because he was being hunted down by a bunch of tribe. A tribe, which I won't spoiler it or anything, but there is a tribe in the movie of a certain character. And I don't want to give it all away, but let's just keep on going. So he basically gets banished. Goes into exile to Earth, into a town called Green Hills, Montana, which is Green Hills, if you know what I'm talking about. So, he's living inside of a cave, and then he's basically seeing a bunch of other people, and he gives them, his own personal names, like the cop named Tom, played by James Marsden, aka Cyclops for the X-Men trilogy, Fred from Hop, and of course, his most famous role, Prince Edward from Enchanted, the Disney film Enchanted, and he calls him Donut Lord. And then one day he is playing baseball all with himself and stuff, and then accidentally causes a chain reaction to his body to cause a small blue explosion. But then the government finds out, and then they send in a bunch of army men down there. And the one person that they, of course, send down is Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey, which I am so going to get to him in a minute. But he basically tries to hunt down Sonic, and then James Marsden character basically sees him. And then Sonic was about to like leave to go to a mushroom planet. Not really a Super Mario Brothers joke or something, but it's some kind of planet that and it's like a zone from Sonic and Knuckles, it's Mushroom Hill Zone or something. So he shoots Tom basically shoots Sonic in the leg and with the tranquilizer, and then accidentally jumps his bag of rings. And then it goes on top of the big pointy building in San Francisco, California. So so basically, they basically take a road trip down to San Francisco. And retrieve the rings, and then we have a big showdown. A lot of chase scenes with Dr. Robotnik and of course your typical road trip comedy jokes. And yeah, that's the basic thing about the film. It is kind of a standard story, where it's kind of like both like the E.T. story meets your typical fish out of water story meets your typical buddy road trip comedy like The Emperor's New Groove or Tommy Boy, or even Dumb and Dumber in that matter. But, however, what works about the story itself, it's the execution and the comedy, and it does come from our main characters, Tom and Sonic, and they are both really, really funny in this movie. So let's talk about Sonic for a minute. Right here, Ben Schwartz is just the right amount of good. Just the right amount of great as Sonic. His voice is great. The design of him is just adorable and great at the same time. The animation is wonderful. I love his expressions. The humor from him does get a lot of good laughs. And James Marsden's character is great too. I really enjoyed him. But I say technically, if there was a movie I liked him a little bit better, I'd probably say him as Prince Edward in Disney's Enchanted. He was hilarious in that movie as well. He's pretty funny in this movie as well, and his character there is great too. The visuals are really awesome, especially at the opening of the film. And the big climax of the movie. And man, it's really great looking visuals. The road trip comedy itself does get some good laughs. Almost like how I wanted it to be. And I don't want to mention about the really hilarious scenes in the movie, but there's actually 2 times in the movie where they do a Quicksilver joke. Quicksilver from the X-Men on comics. Well, actually, Quicksilver from the X-Men on one of the X-Men trilogies, like X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and that recent worst X-Men movie that ever come out so far recently. Dark Phoenix. So, and those Quicksilver jokes are hilarious. In my opinion. Especially at this one, around the middle of the film, where they're inside of a motorcycle bar, which I'm not going to give away, but, oh man, it was hilarious. But, let's talk about the absolute best thing about the film. Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. Well, Dr. Eggman, at that matter. Alright. And yeah, the reason they actually do explain why Sonic actually calls him Eggman, and they do it very cleverly. Like how he calls James Marsden's character Tom Donut Lord. And he calls his wife Pretzel Lady because she does like a yoga does the yoga poses. She's like very flexible. Oh man, which is actually like I said, it's very cleverly done. But like I said, about Jim Carrey, this is probably his best performance since he was on The Mask, The Grinch, and as Ace Ventura, which is the best thing about him. He was like a bad guy version of Ace Ventura, and it was just the right amount of perfectness from this guy. The minute he got on screen, I was excited, and it was more than I wanted to see. And this is probably like I said, this is his best performance in years. This is probably my favorite movie to star him. I seriously hope he comes back in the sequel, which is probably obviously going to happen because this movie is about to make a lot of money so far at the box office. I cannot imagine on how happy I was with with Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. He was just the right amount of awesome fun. And he looked like that he was having a blast with his role. Like he usually is with every movie that he's in. Like he's having a blast. Like he's having fun being an impersonator or a comedian and stuff. Or if, like, take the Ace Ventura movies, for example. Yes, it's very over the top. He's a very over the top character, but he plays it so hilariously, and that's exactly how I felt with him in this movie. Especially, even when he did the Grinch and when Stanley Ipkiss in The Mask. This is like the movie. This is a movie that I would say I would definitely buy on Blu-ray. For my person, this is a film I would definitely watch again and again. And this is probably I know that this is my first movie to review this year, but this is probably going to be my favorite movie of this year because we got another great live action video game movie. So, in terms of a story, like I said before, I say Pokemon Detective Pikachu is the better movie. Because in that film, it was basically, in this film, it was it's basically Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but with Pokemon characters. Like, it does have the same kind of story to it. But this film, it is standard, but in terms of execution, it definitely has a lot of great comedy to it. Like, it's aware it's being on, like, a standard story, but they have fun with it. And we do feel that fun. But with that said, is the film perfect? Like I said, not quite. Because I did have a few little problems with this movie. I don't want to go... I guess I get to spoil one thing. Sonic does the floss dance at least not once, but 2 freaking times in this movie. There was just a couple of jokes I felt like they were pretty forced. It's not just the floss dance, but there was also a fart. There was at least one fart joke, which it kind of got a giggle, but it's mostly a kid's joke. But it still felt pretty forced. At least in my opinion, which I know might be pretty forced for other people as well when they see this movie. What else do I have? The other nitpick I have with this movie is that Sonic does actually talk he doesn't really be quiet for a minute, which I don't care. I understand, which I actually don't mind because you understand why, because he's barely seen with people until he met Tom, so and actually made a real friend. So I guess it's totally understandable, but in the next film, could you just cut that? Could they just at least cut that down a bit? But so yeah, I guess that's my only those are my only gripes with the movie. So overall, I absolutely love this movie, and I really think you should go check this one out immediately. It is a kids film, but it's a really great kids film. But I dare to say it's definitely a family film as well. That's it. That's all I gotta say. And if you like what you see right here, click like in the video, comment below, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. And I am the Bostonian Critic, and I will see you later. Take care.